You like that?
Alright, we should be live on the FateCrafters YouTube if one of you wants to like tune
Check
in
it
real
out and
quick
see.
and
Check it.
check.
it.
I think right now you'll be looking at my face, but let's change that. Cause
No, let's look at you.
No, we're
You have a
looking at
nice
you,
face,
Paul.
and you smile.
And you
Look at you're
smile?
smiling slightly right now. Okay, how do we get to
YouTube.
contact? All right, let's look at your
Or what if
information
we just
architecture.
Go to YouTube and search
Oh,
FateCraft.
burp.
Oh, there
I
you
can just
go.
click the giant link that says YouTube. Ah, crappity crap.
Crappy,
Okay.
crap. Wait.
Derp.
Let's see, who are we looking at?
Oh, we're looking
Yeah,
at Pacific.
we're
We are
live.
looking at Pacific.
We're
God
all
damn
there.
it.
What?
What?
Okay. I'm gonna switch me to scene 2.
No, let's keep you in scene 1.
Oh, you can join. Do you want to
Why
smash
don't
in
you
with
make
us
it?
on the
You
couch?
should make
Yeah,
it
you gotta-
big.
You can. Let's see.
I will, I just wanna.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be like.
Oh look, there we are.
How excited.
Oh, that was a while ago. I'm like raising my glass now.
Yeah, there should be something.
There's a
to see.
decent lag.
Oh, look
Okay,
at
live
Pacific
stuff.
fix his hair.
There
Oh,
you
look,
go.
look, there's me raising my glass. Oh, okay.
So we could just send everybody to the
To
page.
this, yes.
Wait,
No.
did you F it? Oh, there we're back again.
We're back. Okay.
We're
I hit a
back.
button. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We're back. You should make us big. We're small right now. We are very small.
What do you mean we're small? Let me see.
We're small.
We're smart. We're
Because you have to
smart.
make it the whole thing. Like what you see there is what you're going to see in the stream.
WYSIWYG.
What you see is what you get.
We know what we're doing. We promise.
Yep, almost.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good.
Again.
This is the first time I've ever live streamed.
You
Friends.
should make us big.
I'm working on it.
Dude, I'm impressed already.
So since this is live, everybody's hearing.
Yes,
behind
anyone
the
there
scenes
right now.
Okay,
logistics.
so yes,
Yes, already.
if you're listening, oh, there's 2 watching. I'm gonna just.
Hi,
thumbs
2
up.
people.
Oh, Pacific's face is gone.
Okay.
Oh, how did
Is
he
that
do
a good
that?
thing?
But now he needs to make us
No!
Come back,
All
Pacific.
I added was my face. This is terrible.
big. Do you want me to do it?
No, I haven't subscribed. Boom, we just got a new subscriber. And
Do you want me
it's
to do it?
She didn't. She didn't subscribe.
Really?
But I did. Look,
No
now
way.
I did.
Now you did.
Why are we under comedy?
Because
Is that just
of
like
this.
setting us
Because
up
of
to
this.
fail? Yay, we're big,
Okay, so
big.
there's a live chat. Okay, good.
Okay.
It's moving.
Oh,
okay.
whoa.
Oh,
No, that's
whoa.
what I just did. We're
Okay.
big though, and
Okay.
it's back.
Okay.
Stop
we're good.
moving
We're
it.
good.
Okay.
We're good.
He was like trying to make it big, and I'm like, "Do you want me to do it?" And I just went over and dragged it, and he was like, "Are you serious?"
Okay. You've joined us on the couch.
So we're good.
Oh my gosh, look how pale I am compared to you guys.
Well, you have the
It's
white
just-
light.
Oh, yeah,
so-
but, okay,
yeah.
you're like,
I'm like Casper.
okay,
Okay,
You
so
should-
I'm just gonna like put this down so it doesn't distract us.
you should pull it up partially so we can see the live.
Oh, the live
live chat.
Live chat, yeah.
So like
Okay.
make it so that we can't see our faces here, but so we can still see the live chat.
Boom. Okay, so chat will come in here. So okay, for those of you
No,
tuning
chat
in,
will
oh,
come.
we're
Up
very
there.
new.
Cool.
We're very new. Okay.
We're
very
new to live streaming.
Okay, so now we can see our chat. I'm just gonna set this
Yeah, cool.
here. Perfect.
Okay. If anything's like not working,
Oh, I like
let
it.
us
Okay.
know.
Yes, let us know on the
Let
Please.
us
live
know if
chat.
anything's not working.
And Pacific, who's our technician and producer and
light.
director
I guess, yeah.
and lighting engineer. There's a button, but it's like a pink light. It's like pink.
We don't want a pink light.
But maybe we do.
It might
I mean,
warm us.
space.
Pink in
Space.
space.
Pink in space.
There's like a. Do you see the button?
No.
My
It's
stuff,
on the, yeah.
my stuff might be on it.
Hi, Brian and SKA Timmy.
Oh, that's my husband.
Well, hey,
Hey,
Timmy.
Timmy?
Your wife is absolutely wonderful, Timmy.
It's
Hi.
true.
Hi, Tim. All
We know
right.
what we're doing.
Oh, hi. We're figuring out how to live stream. So you're joining us for this adventure.
True professionals.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Should all scoot.
Isn't she just though?
Oh, there we
Tim.
go. Now Pacific will fit in the frame.
Okay, good,
When
good.
he sits down.
Good. You'll fit.
Do I have to sit?
Isn't she just though? Yes. Yes. She is.
Timmy, yes, she is. She is. We all agree.
All right.
I'm looking for any distraction to not sit down.
No, come
Pacific
on
doesn't
with
want to sit down.
Pacific is very nervous, but
All right.
there you go.
I am not
Get in
in
frame.
frame.
Okay.
Hey,
Are
all right.
we good?
We're
There we
all
go.
comfy
Okay.
now.
Yeah,
Cool.
we're all in frame.
John said he might be coming up, so we'll have to
Oh,
even get
okay.
more
Oh,
comfortable.
All right. Let's see. Who wants to like MC this thing?
Well, you're the one who had like questions already.
Okay. I have some questions. So welcome. I feel like you should be introducing us.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, welcome
It's-
everybody, and thank you for joining us on this first ever FateCrafters live stream here at PodCon 2017 Seattle.
Whoop.
Amazing,
Absolutely. Pacific is doing everything he can to not join us
On the couch.
on the couch.
Join us on the couch.
So if
Pacific.
you're in live chat with us now, if you're in live chat with
Can I
us,
turn the brightness
give
down?
us, give Pacific some encouragement because you can see.
There we go.
He's nervous. Yes.
He's very nervous. He's like trying to position the microphone just right because if we don't have good audio, what are we?
There we go.
Yeah,
So the
that
first
would be really
ever
sad.
FateCrafters live stream, AMA, which means we want you to ask us anything, and we truly mean that.
Mhm.
We'll try our best to answer everything. So we have myself, Paul Sading, kind of did the founding thing for FateCrafters, subject found Diary of a Madman, Atheist Apocalypse, and my new one, Who Killed Julie. To my left, I'd like to introduce the illustrious, wonderful Sarah Ray Werner of Girl in Space and the Right Now podcast. Vin is part of, Vin, I don't remember your last name.
Ernst.
Ernst.
It's German.
That is so I must say it like this.
Ernst. Yeah.
And Ernst is a voice actor, writer for Midnight Disease, but you may know them a little better as Late Clarity from season 1. But we'll let Vin talk about some other stuff.
And co-director of season
And
2.
Yeah,
okay, well
so-
there we go.
Okay.
And then all the way on the other side, Camera Shy, Pacific Obadiah. You will know Pacific from as the director, writer, creator of Late Clarity. So we are about 27% of FateCrafters. There's a lot of
27.
27 roughly, give or take. A lot of awesome people in FateCrafters. The Tunnels. I'm gonna forget somebody, so help me out. Spines, Rex Riveter, Theater of Tomorrow, Attention Hallmark Shoppers, Contador de Historias, White Noise. I'm gonna forget somebody, and you guys need to help me
Okay, I'm going to.
because I'm feeling bad.
Girl in Space, Subject Found, all your
Oh,
millions
He
of
has like 10 shows.
He has
Yeah.
so many shows.
Batman, Atheist Apocalypse. You said Spines, right?
I said
Yep,
Spines.
Spines.
Spines, you said right. I think that's everyone.
think-
Okay.
I think you got
that's
it.
everyone.
We do, and here's a little exclusive for those of you who are joining us live. There are at least 2 more shows joining us in the near future. We're not going to tell you who just yet, though.
Viewers/listeners, just like you, for questions,
Yes.
and we have a few. Should I just kind of like go through these? Should we keep it casual?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
be
yeah,
casual.
Okay.
let's do
If
it.
you
I've
want to
got a
ask
beard,
more
so we should be
questions
casual.
like in the live chat too,
Yes.
that's great.
Yes.
We'll
Yes.
see them.
Yes.
Oh, I should tweet that.
All right, and we also I think said that they can be story related or like production related, and so we
So
have
there
a
may be
nice-
some
yes.
story related things that we're not at liberty to answer,
Correct.
but
Correct.
you
Correct.
can ask them anyway.
Yes. And then
Total
we'll
Lake
be
Clarity
coy.
spoilers, I will answer anything. Anything.
Way to show us up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Part of the season isn't written yet, but I'll answer anyways. I
Oh, I
know
like
what's going to
this.
happen.
Are you gonna like commit to what
oh,
you
yeah.
say? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
If you
He's
answer my
gonna
question.
change the story
I love it.
to
Oh, yeah.
whatever his answer to the question
Yeah.
is. Oh my gosh.
All right, so okay, this is I'm just gonna do one of the ones that I received from one of my Patreon supporters. Thank you in advance. It's from Noelle Brake, who asked, "Hey X, what else do you do for fun on the ship besides read poems and work? Have you made up any games to play?" And my answer is, in addition to X loving to watch Jurassic Park, even though it is all glitchy and destroyed because she's watched it a little too much, she enjoys playing strategy games. She and Charlotte have sort of an interesting relationship in which they both enjoy trying to out-strategize the other one. So it started off with a game of chess and then increasingly became more and more complex as new rules were added and
Okay.
new pieces were formed. And so it's pretty much just space chess now because X hasn't thought of a more innovative name for the
Can I supplement that question?
Yes.
Yeah.
What format is she watching the movie on?
Oh.
Oh Yeah.
I kind of don't want to answer that yet.
Okay.
Okay,
Because
fair
there's like things. So
There's
you will
things.
get you will get
Okay.
an answer to that.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
There we
yes,
go.
We
yes.
have a question in the live chat.
Yes.
Like clarity question.
From Bridge, thank you.
Yes. Does everyone die?
Define everyone important or like everyone? Because yes, eventually everyone dies because of age or
Everyone
time.
dies, man. Yeah.
No. Some people are immortal. Some people don't die.
Are you talking like clarity or just in general right now?
Both?
Oh my gosh.
It's an answer. It's an answer.
That
Okay.
is an answer.
Okay,
So yes,
yeah.
everyone dies eventually, but there may be a few immortals in the show. Don't quote me on that. Or
May.
two.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah.
gonna hold you to
Yeah.
this.
Hey,
Yeah.
season 3 is still in production. Anything could happen. Larissa's gonna kill me for this.
Yeah, she is.
This is why live is so fun, man.
But also maybe you're one of those immortal people.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
maybe
so
maybe
Larissa
I'm the
can't
one.
kill you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to fix this real quick.
Okay. He's fixing a thing.
I'm fixing a thing.
He is fixing it.
None of us know what this thing is. That
No.
he's
Or is he
fixing.
just making an
think
excuse to
he's-
try to fix the thing so he can get out of
So
frame?
you can get
for
out
a
of
minute?
frame, yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna
Maybe.
be back in just a minute, folks.
You guys, oh, my elbow's still in frame. You guys should tell me what the next question is.
Okay. I have a question for Paul,
Okay.
and it's a little facetious, I think.
Okay.
Oh,
From Instagram user Psychotica says, how many miles per minute does Paul actually talk in person?
Wait, is that a question for Paul or is that a
A
question
question.
for
Oh,
A
good
question
point.
for everyone but Paul. Well, and
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
and I think he answered this himself while he was introducing us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Very
He
quickly.
talks very quickly.
Although we don't have, so we're in my hotel room right now. I don't think we have the appropriate equipment needed right now to
calibrate
yes.
exactly how
Yes.
quickly he talks.
Yes. So,
But we could later do like a scientific study about this and get back to you.
Ooh, with Doppler effect?
Yes.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Oh, can we get one of those like radar guns
Yes.
from cops and like just point it at
Right
his
in my
sound
mouth.
waves? Yeah. So we're gonna get back to you on
We'll
that
get back
one
to you on
second.
In fairness, though, I've practiced over the years at slowing down, so this is the slow me. Believe it or not.
Now, do you think
Oh,
that quickly?
boy.
Too? Like, do you think like 3 times faster than everyone?
Oh yeah, that's why I
I mean,
use dictation software to write.
Everyone thinks like 3 times faster than they speak. That's just like how people work.
Yeah. So then his must be like.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining how much faster your brain is.
That'd be crazy,
Oh my
right?
gosh,
That's
yeah.
why I moved to Washington State. There are certain things that I can leverage in Washington State to help me chill a little bit and show
There you go.
show my thought. And you guys already got called a name. Thank you to Bridge for calling out Lake Clarity. So, okay, amendment to the question, Lake Clarity.
Oh, no.
Smart ass.
Oh, no.
Are all the main characters going to die again?
Are all of the main characters going to die
For
again?
the record, all of the main characters didn't die.
So the answer to that is no.
Because again, would mean that everyone would have had to die in the first
In the
season.
first one.
It's an invalid
Well,
question.
and Bridge
Someone
said-
survived in
Bridge
season 1.
amends.
I hope you all know
Well, I
Bridge.
guess that's not fair. I guess one survived season
Oh,
1.
oh yeah. That,
Okay,
yeah,
there we
it
go.
is,
So
yeah.
that is a valid point.
That is a valid point. Yeah.
Your question is, will everyone die? The answer is, not everyone will die. I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Okay, not
fair
everyone will
enough.
die,
Not
okay.
everyone will die.
Okay, so I'm going to jump in here from Twitter, and I'm going to give us a question. And I'm going to pose it to Sarah,
Okay.
because she's our resident scientist.
Oh no.
Yes.
Because
yes.
nothing I write is scientific. You are all horror like me. So Sarah,
Oh,
by
boy.
default, this question
Okay.
from Jerry and Cal at from the bottom 504 on Twitter. Why is Greenland called Greenland when it is covered with snow and ice? Thanks in advance for answering.
This isn't a science question. This is a history
That's
question.
not geography, right? Or is it history?
Well, it's history
Ooh,
because the guy who found
Look at this. I'm
This
so
is a
grateful
smart
for
one.
you right now. Yeah.
This is
the guy
awesome.
who found Iceland and Greenland like didn't want people coming to Iceland because it was like a green good
Mhm.
place, so he like named that one Iceland and the other one Greenland, so people would think that Greenland was the good place to go, but really it was the one covered in ice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love this.
You've never
That's-
heard that?
No.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is new.
It's such a neat
Look
story.
at this. I'm learning things in this AMA. This is amazing. embarrassing.
We have another addendum to the question.
Oh my god! I regret this already.
Will the sheriff die?
Of old age, eventually, yes.
Oh, wait. And then there's one more addendum.
Oh no.
I know the
There's-
answer to that.
Oh. Oh.
Hmm.
Well, hopefully my
Interesting.
answer is in line with yours. Whatever you thought was correct, though. So, yeah. hopefully we have the same answer.
Mhm.
Do we have any questions for Paul?
We have no. I don't know, Brian. We don't know who you're asking that to.
Maybe it's just to everyone.
Yeah, Brian asked, take us through the production process. How
Yes,
much
Paul.
time from bright idea to uploaded podcast?
I think, Paul, you're the perfect person
Yes,
to answer
you
yes.
this.
should answer
Yes.
this.
Yeah,
I think
we should take a panel
Sure.
approach to this.
I should preface this with Paul's process to making audio dramas is different from everyone else's in the community.
Well, everyone's
Because-
process is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Everyone's process is a
Yeah.
little different. Most of us do it last minute, whereas Paul plans like 5 seasons ahead.
Yeah.
Paul is a
Yeah,
planner.
that's
Okay,
true.
so take us through.
Okay, so
teach
the-
us all.
To answer that, for example, you're currently tomorrow going to get a download if you subscribe to the 4th episode of Atheist Apocalypse. This is December of 2017. That episode itself was written in about August of 2016, just to give you an idea. The entire season was written about a year and a half ago, in about a month. Acted, cleaned up, produced, and sitting waiting for the right time to release it. Same thing with Subject Found. On Thursday, right before I came up to Seattle, 2nd season, my producer handed off the season 2 finale to me. So literally, I am in possession of the entire produced season, 2nd season of Subject Found, and all the public has heard is 2 teasers. And I do this on purpose. I do this with all my shows because I like to have a multi-avenue approach to audio drama. So mine, at least, is a 6-month lead time at best, usually about a year for me.
Man,
So, and then compare that to this one's process, which is like, let's write the episode the day we record it.
For season 1, there were a few days where I finished writing the episode Sunday night. Monday at 10 a.m. kids came in. Yeah, our actors would come in, and between like 8 a.m. and 10 a.m., Larissa, my co-director, was frantically editing the entire episode to make sure it wasn't awful. And then an hour later, everyone else comes into the studio and recorded that episode. For season 2, we were a little bit better because I wrote the first 8 episodes before we started production. And then we started production and I didn't write anything since then. So we recorded episode 8 a few weeks ago. I'm writing episode 9 and 10 and 11 and we're recording those next week. And that's our process.
yep. Mine is very similar to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I feel like most people have this, like they kind of
Yeah.
write as they go.
Yeah. And
And then some people are Paul.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you all with this stunned fascination.
Yeah.
Well, we all kind of consign ourselves to this like horror nightmare existence where it's
yeah.
like you're always like hustling to like catch up with where you think you should be and where you need to be. And so yes, we need to be more like you.
Maybe. Not necessarily.
Well, in that regard,
In that regard.
one regard, we need to be more like Paul.
Yes. We have a question for Paul in the live chat. Bridge wants to know if there's an ETA for Mad Men Season 2.
Oh,
Hey,
good
thank you,
question.
Bridge. That's a great question. It was supposed to be completely produced about 2 weeks ago. Here's the deal. When you just kind of heard how I write, so at the when the muse strikes me, I have to run with the muse. So at the beginning of November, I had talked to a few people in a certain demographic that I had to get information from to develop the main character in this 3rd season. It's not something I have experience with, so I wanted to fully flesh out her, the main character. And I was able to go through all of their feedback, and the character came alive in my head. There's my muse. I already knew the structure of the story, so I had to start writing. So the entire month of November went from producing Diary of a Madman to 66,000 words of Subject Found Season 3. Now that that's done, Who Killed Julie is already off to the actors, and they're doing their thing. And after I get home from PodCon is when I start producing the last 15 episodes of that season. It's a 17 episode season, so a little shorter than last year, but it's written by a guy named Lewis, White Noise, that you'll know from Twitter possibly. He wrote it, so we're going to go over to England for the second season of Diary of a Madman. Kind of cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, so thank you
Awesome.
for the question.
Oh my gosh. Dude, awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. I have a question here
Go for it.
for Girl in Space from Patreon supporter Alexandra Molnar. So thank you, Alexandra. She asks, this is Girl in Space plot specific. So how long has Charlotte been around? Was she always there, and has she always been a bit glitchy? Yes,
Good question.
Charlotte has been around ever since X can remember. So she has always been there. She has not always been this glitchy. So more to come on that.
Dun dun
Dun,
dun.
Interesting.
dun.
That's the second time you've done that to us tonight.
Well, the dun dun dun.
The tape and now the glitchiness, but more to
Oh,
come.
Yes,
yeah.
there's more to come.
Evil.
Mysteries within mysteries.
See, at least Lake Clarity is all out there. Everyone does.
Oh. Is that TIC being spilled now? Is that what that is?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Is that the second time I've used that right
Yeah.
this
Well,
week?
I
What's
mean-
the second time you've used it?
Yeah.
Hey, if I'm 2 for 2 and this is being recorded, I can
Alright,
point my
alright.
team back to
Yeah,
this.
there you
All
go.
right, all right.
I like it.
But usually you spill tea about other people and not just yourself. So that would more likely be roasting himself. But yeah, I
I don't even know spelling tea, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so old.
To be fair, I'm out of the loop.
Okay,
so I
good,
don't
okay.
know. I think this is the only
Okay.
one. Vin and Paul. But they're both hip. Like.
Oh no.
All right.
I can't connect to the Wi-Fi here. This is so sad. I've been struggling with this for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, well. What's next?
Let's see.
I feel so like disconnected. I'm the only one that doesn't have a phone that works. This is so
don't
sad.
know. You can't watch the live chat.
No, I just have to look at the camera pointed at me.
All right.
Man, it's fine.
So I'm going through questions here. I have a few that I can't answer. So one of them is, what is X's name? You will find out. It has been hinted at, and you'll get a
Ooh.
bigger hint in episode 6, which is coming out soon. But you will eventually find out if you put the pieces together. So there's that. And I don't want to like steal the show here. So if any other people have questions that pop up, please do ask them.
Now Paul has a few questions.
I'm gonna ask a question here of my counterparts on the couch. Why audio drama instead of something easier? Very subjective. I'm not trying to fan any flames of war, but something easier like writing a novel or doing a YouTube video blog or whatever it was to get your voice out there. So why audio drama?
Interesting. So actually, I chose audio drama because it was easier.
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
so,
easier than what?
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's easier
film.
than
Okay.
film.
So-
okay.
Yeah, so I like to do production stuff, which is why I own a really expensive microphone and a really expensive camera and other expensive things. Because man, film is expensive. You have to get so much equipment to do it. And,
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's just digital. I don't even use real film. I use SD cards, which are great. But I'd been a part of a few productions, you know, some of my own and some of like other people's, and just getting bodies to a location and like scheduling everyone, giving everyone a script, finding the right location at the right time of day with the right lighting and like not too much noise going on around if you're recording outside. And if you're recording inside, you know, getting the rights to it, getting the you know, consent from the owner of the building, the owner of the store. Physically, it was just very limited because we couldn't always get people where we needed them, and we couldn't always get the locations we needed or wanted. So it's like, well, if you take out the video part of it, I could do all of this. So I was like, okay, well, I know I can get people into a studio for like 2 hours a week. So with Lake Clarity Season 1, it was exactly that. I'd have actors come in for 2 hours, they'd sit, they'd read their script, they'd leave, I would take all of that audio, and then I would find the sound effects for, you know, okay, here they are walking outside, here's some birds chirping, here's a cricket being a cricket. And that was a lot easier because, you know, I didn't have to go up to Netherlands and film anything. I could just like sit at my computer and like type keys, and then it was there.
But you did go up to Netherlands and film something.
I did. We filmed a Kickstarter up there, and it was great.
Is that where you rolled the chair so you could turn and look at the camera?
Yes. So that
Vin's
Kickstarter
reaction is classic.
That
It's not a part of this video.
you were in Thailand.
I was in Thailand, yeah.
That 5-minute Kickstarter video that we filmed and recorded took, I think, over 20 hours of work.
Yeah.
You know, like to drive up to Netherlands, to set up, to record. We spent, I think, 5 hours just in Netherlands recording, and then we spent another 5 hours in the studio recording. And both of those were 2-minute scenes each,
Oh my God.
if even. And then, you know, I spent another 10 hours just, you know, going through all the audio, finding the right, or not audio, all the video, finding the right video, cutting it, splicing it, putting it together, and then animating our logo. So 20 hours for a 5-minute video. Whereas with audio, if I put an hour of work into something, usually I can get about 20 to 30 minutes out of that. Yeah, so it's like a 1-to-2 ratio.
Wow.
What about you? Why podcasting?
Man, I love it.
Video's awful. I hate it. I want to return to it. I love it. But God, I hate it.
That's legit. Let's see, do you have an answer?
Yeah,
well,
we
like
can
Yeah.
the answer, like on the side of like you mentioned novels and stuff like that. It's like I think for podcasts, it's like it's just so much easier to get your story out there and seen than in like novels where you have to either publish it yourself, like on Amazon or something, and hope that people see it and try to do all this yourself, or like find a actual publisher and get them to take on your novel. Whereas like podcasts, you can just do it, and there's like such a great community around it that like it's easy to gain traction and like people who will, and find people who want to listen to it and who want to hear the story you have to tell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna second that.
Yeah.
So I'm a writer. I have another podcast that's about writing, actually, as does Paul. And actually, fun fact, one of my earlier interviews for my writing podcast, which is called Right Now, was with Paul, and he's like, "Hey, I'd like to be on your show. I write audio dramas," and I'm like, "Audio dramas? Tell me more about this." And so throughout this interview that I did with Paul, we have another person.
That might be
someone at the door.
John.
Okay, do you want to let him in?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and I'll finish answering here. So Paul, pretty much during that interview, convinced me that I wanted to start an audio drama, and I did. And we have a new person here joining us.
So we're gonna
Welcome,
make a
John.
smooth transition.
Okay,
Smooth.
join us. Let's see. Should
We
we
also
all?
have a couple
Here.
questions in the live chat as well.
Yes, we do.
I'm going to adjust this camera real
Okay.
quick.
This is all internet-y.
I know,
Yeah.
right? In the best
We're being
way.
cool and
You're a cool
hip.
kid.
And you're being
And
broadcast
I'm-
right now.
Yeah, it's live.
So it's live.
It's live.
Good job.
I'm
To
feeling
nine-
all
to
internet-y
9
here.
people, though 2 of them are us, so.
That's true.
I know. That's all you. All you.
All right.
all-
Pacific, you're not getting out of this. Come on.
I'm gonna film
Get
them
in
filming
front.
us.
There is
Ooh.
space.
There is space. You have to be over here with
Yep.
us.
All right, give me a moment to adjust.
A question from the live chat. This is from Brian. From where you are now, what would you tell pre-podcast versions of you about podcasting?
Oh, that's a good question.
Learn about audio.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. This is John McClain,
Yes.
producer of Subject Found, Who Killed Julie, and owner of Dog and Pony Studios in Las Vegas. He's a newer member, sort of, by way of
Am I a
extension.
member?
Well,
Did you just call me a member?
Yeah, of the FateCrafters. You're my member.
I'm not your member.
Awkward turtle. That's a good question.
That is a good
What would you tell your pre-podcast version of you about podcasting?
I would say, being new to it, but I would say organize.
Yes.
Organize. As heinous as it sounds, learn how to use a spreadsheet.
Yes. I
Right?
love spreadsheets.
Spreadsheets are
yes.
great.
Oh my god, in game audio, when we're developing hundreds and hundreds of sounds for games, the first thing I had to learn, as much as I hated it, was learn how to use the spreadsheet.
Yes.
Break it all down into sizable chunks that are easily digestible so that you don't feel overwhelmed by the process.
Yeah, that's a good one. What
That's
about
really
you, Lake Clarity folks?
Okay, so
Oh, he's gonna get real here.
deer sound effects are the hardest thing you will ever.
I knew that deer was gonna come out at some point.
I want to
during
know what
this.
that sound
Yeah,
was.
tell
Okay.
us,
Oh
tell
my
us some context.
Tell us
for
about
the-
that
So-
deer.
In season 1 of
Tangent.
right. In season 1 of Blake Clarity, we've seen where these two characters are in this old kind of abandoned cabin that they find just in the woods, and they're going through like looking through all these like old memorabilia and stuff, kind of like figuring out who lived in this house before them, and then they hear something coming through the front door, and it's this big hulking monster, and it's dragging in this like maimed deer. So it's dragging it in. We have its like big stomps and everything, and it drops the deer in the kitchen and it leaves. And Seth and Allie, the two characters, they go into the kitchen and they're investigating, and they get into the kitchen and they get next to the deer and they're looking at it, and then there's a silent moment. Everything gets really quiet.
That's good sound design, by the way. You can't have a good sound design moment without having silence before it to set the audience
Absolutely.
up.
Yeah.
And then we hear this deer thrashing and screaming and yelping, and deers make the dumbest noise ever. But this sound effect took me hours to find. I was up until 3 a.m. the Friday. We release season 1 every Sunday. The Friday before, I was up until 3 a.m. trying to find the sound effect on every sound website I could go to. So, SoundStap, Sonos, Freesound, just everywhere, trying to find the right deer screeching. And after hours and hours of going back and forth with my co-director, we finally found this one. We're like, yeah, I think this is it. And I paid $4 for those 20 seconds of deer screams.
Was it actually a deer?
Yes, it was. It was actually a deer screaming. It was a genuine sound. It was, they had some additional modulation put in there.
And
but
just for those of
yeah.
you who aren't into audio drama, he paid $4 for a single soundbite.
One single sound.
During specials, when they run specials, you can get sometimes 300-400 sound effects for $20.
Oh,
Yeah.
easily.
So he paid $4 for a
But-
single sound.
But it's important to note that in sound, intent is more important than realism.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the sound of a deer, but you have
Right.
to have the sound that conveys the idea of a wounded deer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You could go with anything
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was very
as long as it
with
works.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
All right, Sarah, so what about you?
Okay. Well, I know some things that I wouldn't tell myself. I would not tell myself how much work it is, because then I might not do it. Like I jumped into this blind. My husband Tim, who's watching this right now, can attest. I was like, oh, it'll be easy. It'll just be like my other podcast. I'll just make an audio drama. Lol. So that's something I wouldn't tell myself, because I love that I did it. I love that I jumped, and I'm part of this amazing community, and I get to tell a story, like Vin said, and have it be out there existing. Gosh, one thing I would tell myself is be okay jumping in. Don't let the fear sort of envelop you. And I don't know if this is something I could tell myself or just something you have to learn as you go. But I did put it off for a while because I was afraid. And finally, when I just jumped in and committed to doing it, like, it was great. And I could like play around and learn stuff, but you just got to jump into the deep end of the pool.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wrap it up with, because I've heard this today at the con. If you're going to do it, if I could tell myself from the beginning again, going back to early 2015 when I started Atheist Apocalypse, don't rush. Make sure you do everything the best of your ability from the beginning. Listeners can be forgiving. They can also be very impatient when it comes to quality, and you will never get them back once they're gone. So don't rush. Put out into the world what you're okay putting out into the world, and do it right the first time, whatever right is for you. So I have a new question. John Grills, you may know him, Small Town Horror, Creepy Podcast.
Ooh, creepy.
The
Don't be done yet.
Russian sleep experiment.
Oh,
something John
was a
and I.
good episode.
Oh,
Good
that was
Thank
really
you.
cool. Actually.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That was John.
I taught
actually
myself a bunch of Russian for that.
a one roll
Dude, it was
for
awesome.
background noise.
Did you like it?
Yes, I did
Cool,
really enjoy
thank
that
you.
episode, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. John wants to know from us, how's the con?
It's great.
It's
oh
wonderful.
my gosh.
The weirdest experience, and I think we've all shared this, is these are all people we've been listening to for years.
Yes.
Years. So to see their face move while we hear their voice, it's the oddest thing. Because it's a new experience, and it's
Because
so
audio
different.
drama is all audio
It's just
and
voice.
Yeah.
mental pictures.
Yeah.
So to meet everybody and put actual pictures to your
Oh, yeah.
mental pictures,
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome.
But also very good.
Also, a lot of people are very different heights than I expected.
Yeah. There's two things you have to do.
I thought that, I'm sorry,
Oh, go.
I thought Paul was a giant.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And when you
Really?
walked up and you were like an inch shorter than me, I'm like, dang.
That explains your face.
I thought you were like 6'4".
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah.
Pacific is much shorter than I thought he was. I will.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. no,
Much
I'm-
shorter.
I'm
Your
very short.
your online
Yeah.
presence.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
There's two
We're all
things you have to
giants.
be if you're going to be an audio drama. And the first is short, and the second is, of course, passionate. Have to be
Yeah.
passionate and short.
Passionate
You
and
know,
short.
Our short bodies keep all the passion, intensified.
Closely
Yeah.
contained. Yeah.
But yeah.
like
so-
an explosive.
Yes. To answer your question, John, yeah, the con's absolutely awesome. We all actually had to just take a compression break because we've been on the go all day.
Yeah.
And we went downstairs at 4:30 in the afternoon and spent, 2 hours roughly?
Yeah.
2 hours with another 40-ish audio drama people. It was,
fans, creators.
yeah,
It was
super
awesome.
It
cool.
was so cool to get
And
to
then
be.
I had to bail out and go have dinner with the fam because it's a little overwhelming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
It really is intense, but it was really cool. It was really awesome. Shelly Corinne wants to know that your deer, is it being used as a ringtone now?
No.
But it will be.
No.
Actually, that'd be pretty cool if you offered that up as a ringtone.
Not a ringtone.
95 cents a person download.
You just need 4.
Yeah. No, not a ringtone, an alarm clock.
Okay, here's the problem with that. This deer screeching, I found it at 3 a.m. And the reason Larissa and I agreed to use it is because I played it and I have my headphones in and my house is really quiet and it's dark. I just have like a little dim light on overhead to keep my eyes from being super strained. And I click play and my headphones are all the way up. So some of the sounds on these, if you go to
Oh,
the
yeah,
video,
yeah.
The previews can be really low.
yeah, they're different volumes. So I have my laptop turned to 100. I have my headphones turned to 100. I click play, and it's quiet, and there's some heavy breathing. I'm like, okay, and then just this. So no, because it would give me heart palpitations.
Oh my God.
But if you really want it,
I can snap in this ear and he can't hear it.
if you really want it, I'll put it out there. Oh, enjoy it.
Just know, on a serious note, sorry, but from copyright law, often when you buy those
Yes,
sound effects, you can't put them out unadulterated.
You
Yeah.
can't put them out unedited. For this one, I'd have to go back and look. Because a lot of what we do for Lake Clarity is public domain. Intentionally so, because
Right.
we want it to be free for everyone.
So it might have
and
been a free
for
set
us
or
to make.
something. And then you
This
can-
one we
okay.
did buy. I'd have to double check the licensing because it was a weird license. Because I think we can share it and redistribute it unedited, but we can't resell it. I'd have to double check that though. I'd have to double check. You
You
might be
definitely
right.
want to check that out.
Definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah.
We do have to address the elephant in the room.
Oh no.
Raul Vega,
Yes.
a lot of you will know him
Rose
from
Drive.
Rose Drive podcast.
Awesome
Excellent
podcast.
Yeah.
Probably the most profound question we've had so far in the form of a statement.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Paul Sading is a stud.
Now, Paul.
No need to answer that. No need to answer. Let's move on. Next question.
Actually, no. I'm gonna take this back. Paul, you recently received a piece of fan art, didn't you? Would you like to tell us a bit about that?
My fan art.
Your fan art. Paul Sading the.
Oh
great-
my! No, I do not want to tell us about that.
A wonderful
I don't
fan.
know about
Well, I
this.
don't
Why
know
don't you
about
tell
this
us?
either. Go on.
A wonderful fan of the great Paul Sading. Did
So
some
stupid.
great graphic design, found some nice 90s neon colors, And
Okay, can you get it in context, please?
would you like to tell it?
Okay, so the context is, I believe, and forgive me if I'm wrong, the folks over at the Empty Podcast were giving shout outs to audio dramatists that they admire. They named a couple, and then at the end, they said, in anything made by the great Paul Sading. I was in a silly mood, so I tweeted back, someone put that on a t-shirt before PodCon, and I'll run for office in 2020.
Yeah.
And sure enough,
It happened.
it happened. And
the best part, one of your friends bought the shirt.
yes, one of my friends, Kevin. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So now it's officially on his shirt before PodCon.
MPGA, make podcasting great again.
Great again.
It's like the only thing on your platform is just podcasting.
Just podcasting.
All the
But
funding
podcasts are great, really. You trust me.
By the end of this live stream, we promise we'll get John to actually start pointing at the camera instead of Pacific's laptop down here.
We're on that.
This internet thing's a little scary for him, so we're gonna work with him on this.
Bad luck!
We got a lot of questions. This is awesome.
Oh, this is great.
Did you everybody see Brian's? Do we want to hit that one yet?
Which one?
Brian at 7:45. Brian Tatowski.
yeah.
This is a good one. I like this. What overlooked podcast should we be listening to?
Oh.
I'm gonna go with Rose Drive again. No offense to
Drive?
anybody else that I love out there, but Rose Drive is a revolutionary auditory experience. I absolutely love it for that reason.
Give me a second to scroll through.
Okay.
No, I know. I was like, I kind of wish I had my
Yeah,
phone here because I have
yeah.
like 900,000 podcasts just out there.
Please go.
I want to give a shout out, and I don't know if they're necessarily underrated or underlistened, but I met the Marsfall crew today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please
So
listen to
wonderful.
them. They started the same time as Girl in Space, and they are just
Amazing show.
Yeah, they're great.
They're incredible. So give them a listen. It's called Marsfall. They're on episode 5. Just like me. I don't know. We're like space buddies. So give them a listen.
Man, there's a lot.
You're
of
on the
good
spot.
shows.
There's a lot.
There's a
Yeah,
lot,
there's-
and that's why it's hard to
I
narrow
mean,
down to
yeah.
one.
So like not a big popular show because of course White Vault is amazing
Yes.
and I'm a huge fan. Travis is just a
He's
wonderful
wonderful.
person. The Blood Bro Stories,
Mm-hmm.
Greater Boston, but those are all pretty
Those
well
are
known
pretty
shows.
like well
Yeah.
known, yeah.
So
They
give
have
them
good fan
something
base.
fun.
Yeah.
Outside the.
I would say I think my favorite small show. I'm totally gonna cop out and I'm gonna say Theater Tomorrow. It's it's a FateCrafters show, so I'm totally biased. But they have a smaller audience,
Mhm.
but it's like a really well produced, really
It
well
is,
written show, and,
yeah.
and I'm such a sucker for sci-fi.
Yes.
It's great. Check it out if you have.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Just drama, audio drama.
They
I
said
think he said
po-
podcast.
He said
so-
podcast, so yeah.
All right, so I've got a second Paul on Rose Drive because I think it's amazing.
Definitely.
But I've got a buddy in Tucson doing interviews with audio producers and audio book producers, and the podcast is specifically named for audiobooks, but it crosses genres. It's called the Audiobook Speakeasy, I believe.
Huh.
Oh.
And he just launched, but he's a really great narrator. He's super solid. Yeah, the Audiobook Speakeasy. He just launched. He's only got, I think, 3 episodes out, but the interviews are super insightful if you're looking to get into any aspect of podcasting.
Yeah, Brian says we're in a great age of podcasts, and I completely
Absolutely.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then what about you?
Honestly can't think of any right now because I've just been so behind and listening to everything at the moment.
Well, there's so much out
There's
there.
so
There's
much.
so
Yeah.
much out there.
Mhm.
Okay, so since you put me on the spot, I'm
Oh,
running
no.
with Timmy's
Oh, no.
question. Most embarrassing fan art. So now you put me on my T-shirt experience. So
Favorite we don't have.
No, we've done some fan. We
got a
got
couple
some fan
things.
art. I think like episode 1 or 2.
We got
really early on.
we got like 2 pieces of fan art really early on.
Yeah,
that
it
were really
was
good.
it was from someone on Tumblr. They
Yeah.
sent us just like drawings of one of our characters holding Mr. Sanchez, the crowbar.
Yeah, we got one of
Signature part of like Clarity season 1.
yeah, we got one of Allie holding Sanchez, and then one of Aaron. And I think those were by the same person.
I think
Those
that's
were
probably
like
my
real
favorite.
early on.
Because they were first.
Yeah.
God, Embarrassing? I don't know about embarrassing.
Well, and that's the
All
thing
our
when it
What
fans
comes
are
to
about
fan
that
art.
one that your
Yeah.
friend did where it was just the logo with
Oh.
the star drawn over it really bad?
So for our Kickstarter, we released a few new logos for Lake Clarity. Some in-universe ones for Camp Clarity, our fictional cursed abandoned summer camp. And yeah, one of my friends made some fan art that was basically taking our little circle logo and drawing a big red pentagram across it because spooky podcast. So most embarrassing fan art.
I love it. I don't know if I have embarrassing fan art. I don't know. I get fan art, and every time there's just something beautiful about
Yeah.
fan art.
Yeah.
Like whatever the skill level, I love it. It's just so beautiful to see someone else connecting like what their image of something looks like
Yeah.
with what this thing that you've created in your brain looks like, and just seeing them, I don't know, just looking at how other people are experiencing their work. It's hard to put into words, but
Like,
Yeah.
how can you look at that as
Yes.
disappointing?
I know it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love fan art. You guys, I love it.
There's definitely no such thing as like bad fan art.
Right.
Fan
Yeah.
art is
Yeah.
amazing.
I agree.
So I think if you all give her more fan art for Girl in Space, she'll probably cry. So keep it up. It'd be funny.
But also I love it.
Should we feel bad that we're not addressing Robert's question?
Oh no.
Robert of the Tunnels, another
Hey,
FateCrafters
hi,
show,
Rob.
a great horror show for those of you out there. About the PodCon. So I don't make a commission on PodCon, and anybody
No.
can disagree with me. This has been a fantastic experience.
Mhm.
So he's asking about the con itself. What's the ratio of audio drama creators / fans compared to other podcast creators fans? This is the first time I'd say we dominate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, caveat it with Night Vale being here, but I still, if it's not 50-50, I feel it might be a little in our favor,
Yeah.
possibly.
I feel like it's pretty close to that. It's I've talked to almost everyone I've talked to has their own show,
Yeah.
or if it hasn't been released yet, is making their own
Yes.
show,
Yeah.
or is at least interested in making their own show.
Which is
like,
great.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
which of course creators are like the best fans out there because they want to listen and know and grow and be better. But yeah, no, I think I'd say 50-50, if not like higher in our favor. I agree
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really surprised me.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been pleasant.
Super,
Yes.
It's wonderful.
super amazing.
Well, we even went to that one panel about fan to creator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was 6 women on the panel. All of them were audio drama except for 2, but that's Julia and Amanda from Spirits podcast. Both of them are involved in audio drama.
Oh, yeah,
so-
And then when they asked how many people wanted to create their own podcast, more than half
Oh
of the
yeah,
in a
definitely.
full room, more than half of the people raised their hands.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that.
Because there's nothing
Yeah, Robert
better
says
than
go
more
audio
stories.
drama.
Yeah.
Right on.
Ooh, let's see. Have you ever run across any embarrassing fan fiction? I haven't.
I wish.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
you
I
act
know,
like
I'm
you
with you, yeah.
have. Okay.
If someone puts out some embarrassing Lake Clarity fan fiction, I will make the actors read it. I will.
Ooh.
do it.
Oh,
Gauntlet
I
throwing, I love it.
I love this.
Except
So
for Bear would just walk out of the
Yeah,
studio.
you
which
gotta
had to be
embrace
different.
that, right?
Yeah.
You
So-
have to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
especially if there's like shipping involved.
oh yeah. So Bear, the actor who plays Seth in season 1, which is a character loosely based on me. I hate that I said that after
This is
welcoming
live,
fan
we
fiction.
can't. So,
Oh man.
Bear, as much as he hates it, would absolutely do something.
Oh, he totally would.
He would. He
Bridge
would do
in
it.
caps. Is that a
Is
challenge?
that yes, it is. I will write the thing. Good.
Yes.
do it.
I will honor that promise.
There we go.
It'll be the best Christmas gift ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
That
I'll
is
voice it
awesome.
for you.
There we go. In Russian, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Lucille on the make art wall at PodCon doodled X. What is that referencing to? What did I miss?
X. That's one of the
Oh!
greatest LA punk bands of all time.
Oh, well, of
Yes.
course, obviously.
But I think she's saying that there might be some fan art waiting for us of the main character of Girl in
Oh,
Space.
she doodled
X.
X. Okay, that
Ah,
makes sense.
there we go. Lucille,
you.
very.
Okay,
Thank
someone
you.
just said, okay, Robert just said Mr. Sanchez and Frozen Dead Guy /fiction.
I support it wholeheartedly.
Oh, good. So you've had that to look forward to.
I'd just like to point out that he's staring at the computer screen the whole time.
Specific. I got on him because.
Okay.
I'm reading the
And
chat.
he's like, how much younger than me?
I'm moderating.
Oh, he's moderating.
Let's see. We have another question here. When are we getting a mega FateCrafters episode crossover show / episode with all the shows in one?
Oh,
Well-
that's the best!
Oh, man.
Yeah!
Okay, so
This
I
is
gotta,
something- yeah,
I gotta
go
give
ahead.
love to Robert. I know I think you're still
Yeah,
here
I'm
watching
fine.
this. This goes out to Robert of the Tunnels again. Ever since we formed FateCrafters and we revamped it back almost a year ago, Robert's been on our tail about doing
Yep.
this crossover. He has championed this, so
That's a fantastic idea.
yeah, it really is. So to answer your question, Raul, thank you, troublemaker. There's thoughts going on. We just need to kind of dedicate it.
I feel like something will happen within the next year.
I think so too.
I
The
kinda
network it has evolved from crawling. We're all standing now,
Yeah.
and now that we're standing, some of us are starting to do what toddlers do. We're starting to walk real fast and get into things. There are multiple shows coming, brand new shows from the creators in FateCrafters. I'm not going to give anything away because I don't know if I have permission to. So the people that you love in FateCrafters, you can be rest assured are creating more. So I think once we get our feet set,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
I mean, we have a lot of horror shows in our network, and like, there's definitely room for like some crossovers there. But like, we could also go totally off the rails. And have,
I'll give you an
a
exclusive for
crazy one.
for the watchers of this. I've had extensive conversations with Throw Smiley of Attention Hellmark
Yes.
Shoppers. If you
Yeah.
haven't listened to it, please go listen
Oh
to that
god,
show.
that's so
It's
much
a
fun.
genius.
Yes.
But him and I are throwing around and starting to structure. This is new to them too.
Go on.
An improv show with
Oh,
FateCrafters
no.
that we would do. So
I love it.
I love
My
it.
10-year-old wants to listen to Attention Hellmark Shoppers on the way to school every morning.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Every child in America should have
Right?
that.
It's so much fun.
We have another question here from Brian. If you could write an episode of another show, any show, what would it be?
Oh.
I know a few of us have written episodes for other shows. I got a chance to write for Liberty, which was amazing. Paul, you've written for a bunch of other shows as well.
Well, I've already lived that. This is not an insult to anybody, but I've written 2 episodes for The Lift. So if you haven't checked out The Lift, it's an absolutely wonderful horror anthology. And I feel that Victoria is the strongest audio drama character. That's Paul's opinion. So to get to write her story twice, I'm really geeked out. What
That's
about
awesome.
you?
Oh man. You know what? I secretly would love to write an episode of Tanis. Just because I want
Respectful.
things to do, like I want things to happen in
Yeah,
a certain way.
yeah.
So it'd just be like weird fan fiction
Oh,
episode, and then
okay.
everything would probably go back to normal. But I want to get in there.
Vin?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Probably. I genuinely don't know. I feel like weird about the idea of thinking about hijacking
Someone else's
story.
story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so we're assuming you have full permission.
Yes.
Full
Full
permission.
creative license. They blessed everything that you've already thought, and it's gonna be. Drum roll, please.
I don't I genuinely don't know. I'm gonna have to scroll through my
Okay,
podcast
okay.
feed and think about
Okay.
this for a second.
What about you? Any podcasts you'd like to take over?
I don't want to write shit. However, Jared Strong or my upcoming character in Subject Found Season 2 would love to act in anything. And as a sound designer and composer, I'd love to work on dozens of podcasts. Are you kidding me?
And he's
Invite
good.
me in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you haven't listened to the 2 teasers for Subject Found second season, go listen to them because season 1 was produced by another producer.
Who did a great job.
He did a great job. Season 2 is exclusively John, and the 2 teasers are out there now, and you might need a stronger
The second teaser
constitution.
is,
Wicked.
yeah, it's
Very
really
excited
fun.
right now.
I listen back to it and I get freaked out, and I did it.
And shout out to Lauren, I'm going to slaughter your last name, Nowinski. who does voice acting. She did both of those. She's
Oh my
also,
god, she killed it.
She's so talented.
Haha, no pun intended. Haha.
No spoilers.
Oh.
I just like to throw this out here. Robert said there might be a mini crossover in the next season of The Tunnels. So
Oh.
I'll let you guys take that as you will. He said spoiler alert, so I didn't warn you in advance. But yeah.
Mhm.
Very
Ooh
cool.
la la.
Got an answer, Vin?
I've got an answer.
All right.
Let's
I
hear it.
think I would write an episode of Darkest Night just so I could have their sound production with my writing. Like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Like, yes.
There's a comment in here I'm not going to address on camera, but Bridge, you made me
no.
smile. Thank you.
I think if I...
You saw it too,
Okay.
We'll leave that for the folks in the live stream right now.
Yeah, exactly.
We're with you. We're with
Access
you.
the feed.
Oh,
Go
shoot.
on to YouTube and you open the video. And then
I think if I could write for any other show, I think the one show I really, really want to write for is... I'm frantically scrolling through my feed now. I'm going to say, honestly, What's the Frequency? I'd love to write an episode for What's the Frequency. I got the chance to read the scripts a bit before they came out to everyone else, which was an honor and a blast. There's a lot in that universe that I'd love to just play with and destroy because it would be fun. Not in a bad way, but destroy in a fun, creative way, you know?
Yes.
I know you've got some questions too there, Sarah.
I do. I have a few. I have so many wonderful questions.
Yeah, please.
I have one here that says, is X LGBT plus or straight?
First of all,
yes.
not to call this person out or anything, but can we address that someone can be LGBT plus and straight? Because if you're trans and straight, you're still LGBT and straight. So, okay.
Yes. Oh
But
my gosh.
continue. Okay.
Oh, yes. I love this. And I was actually talking with Vin a little bit about this earlier. I had, I named the show Girl in Space, and then later had some regrets about, I don't know, assigning that before I knew a whole lot about her character. And so, and now I'm going to say that you will find out things. I have plans.
Somebody ask her a question she has to answer.
Yes, ask me a question I have to answer.
There was a question earlier
Oh,
that
no.
we didn't address that I saw about Girl in
Oh,
Space.
no.
Wait,
John.
let me find it.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
The cooler.
There's a
Yeah.
yes. Nope. That's my suitcase.
Okay.
That's a super
Here's the question we had way earlier in the chat from Bridge about Girl in Space is
Okay.
what's up with X and cheese?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I want to come back to this. I'm so glad you brought that up.
Okay.
What is up with X and cheese?
Okay. So, as we all know, dairy fats are the most delicious fats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ice cream, cheese. I don't know. I always like to give my characters something that they love. I feel
That's cute.
Is it? I think that's necessary. You need some and so I was like, well, what's it gonna be like? What could she do? And I was like, oh man, in space, cheese could not only be something delicious, but a hobby because she needs to make it herself. And so she's really into artisanal cheese crafting. Sort of some people are into knitting, or other people are into quilting or drawing, or creating audio dramas. So yes.
Part of me wants to be able to say one day that my hobby is artisanal cheese.
We just got a great comment in the chat, which is Sarah is a cheese freak.
Wow.
That's
my
from her husband. Yeah.
Don't open our
In the
fridge.
pocket. So, Timmy, in the chat pod, let us know because we don't know if she'll actually give us an answer on this one.
Okay.
Yes. Question back to you. How many different cheeses does Sarah currently have in the fridge at home?
I will closely watch the stream to get
Please go check right now.
Oh, I know there's several.
Look at this. This is awesome.
Jim, don't eat my cheese.
I don't know how well that camera conveys the emotion on her face.
I need it to live.
Oh my gosh.
That is so awesome.
Can I just mention that Paul is amazing for buying me Elysian IPA? That's all I have to say.
There we go. I'm a good person.
Hey, possible future sponsor right there.
Yeah.
If a
Aim high.
representative from Elysian is watching this, hit us up.
Hit us up. We've got a network of 15 stellar audio drama shows.
And we all love.
Wait, guys, we have an answer from Tim.
Oh boy.
It says none. She ate them all.
Oh! That explains your reaction perfectly.
I had a cheese party.
A cheese party.
Oh boy.
Declan likes Havarti cheese, and he calls it party cheese.
That's everything. Like
Right.
that's yes, that.
We have a quick comment from Bridge, or a question rather. Would X and Ethan from Greater Boston get along over their shared love of cheese?
Yes.
I feel like yeah.
Yes. I think this
Does
is unanimous.
Ethan like to make the cheese
Who
or
doesn't
only
like
eat
cheese?
the cheese?
Who doesn't like cheese here? Seriously.
I enjoy cheese.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we all? Okay. I mean, let's be real.
Cheese
It's
is
cheese.
genuinely
It's
addicting from a biological standpoint.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Cheese is addicting. Yeah.
We're learning so
Oh, no
much.
doubt
We
about
learned
it.
Iceland, now cheese.
You're full of amazing facts. Okay. What makes
And
it
cheese is
chemically
full of
or-
amazing facts.
Yeah,
They are
it's,
most amazing.
your brain response, like, and your chemical reaction, like when you eat cheese, is similar to some addicting drugs,
Mm-hmm.
and it's genuinely addicting.
Cheese party. Only FateCrafters.
Declan likes Havarti cheese,
Also,
and
people
he
aren't
calls
supposed
it
to be able to digest lactose.
That's everything.
Some people can't.
Like
Yeah.
that's yes, that.
We have a quick comment from Bridge. Would X and Ethan from Greater Boston get along over their shared love of cheese robots?
Does Ethan like to make? So wait, you have cheese.
Who doesn't like cheese here?
I trained the robot to make
I enjoy
robot
cheese.
Okay.
But then it's
Which-
not your hobby, and
which-
it's your hobby, and cheese.
Cheese.
Genuinely addicting from a biological standpoint.
Yes.
What?
Cheese is addicting. Yeah.
Are we saying?
We're learning so
Oh, no
much.
doubt
We
about
learned
it.
Iceland, now cheese.
Well, maybe
Amazing facts.
using your
Okay. What makes
and
it
cheese is
chemically
full of
or-
amazing.
Your brain response, like, and your chemical reaction, like,
Okay, fair
when
point.
cheese
Okay,
is
fair point.
And I just gotta, to really wrap up this cheese conversation, because I think it's FateCrafters.
Declan likes Havarti cheese,
Also,
and
people
he
aren't
calls
supposed to
it
be able to digest lactose.
That's everything. Like that's yes, that.
We have a quick comment from Bridge. Would X and Ethan from Greater Boston get along over their shared love of cheese robots?
Does Ethan like to make? So wait, you have cheese.
Who doesn't like cheese
My
here?
mom and my grandma don't like it. My grandma don't like it.
Okay.
But then it's
Which-
not your hobby, and
which-
it's your hobby, and
Cheese.
genuinely addicting from a biological standpoint.
Yes.
We're learning so
Oh, no
much.
doubt
We
about
learned
it.
Iceland, now cheese.
Well, maybe using your
What
and
makes
cheese is full of amazing.
Your brain response, like, and your chemical reaction, like,
Okay, fair
when
point.
cheese
Okay,
is-
fair
And I just gotta, to really wrap up this cheese conversation, because I think it's FateCrafters.
Declan likes Havarti cheese,
Also,
and
people
he
aren't
calls
supposed to be
it.
able to digest lactose.
That's everything. Like that's
Well played.
We have a quick comment from Bridge. Would X and Ethan from Greater Boston get along over their shared love of cheese robots?
Does Ethan like to make? So wait, you have cheese.
Who doesn't like
My
cheese?
mom and my grandma don't like it. My grandma don't like it.
Okay.
But then it's not your hobby, and it's your hobby, and
Cheese.
genuinely addicting from a biological standpoint.
Yes.
We're learning so
Oh, no
much.
doubt
We
about
learned
it.
Iceland, now cheese.
Well, maybe using your and cheese is full of amazing.
Your brain response, like, and your chemical reaction, like,
Okay, fair
when
point.
cheese
Okay,
is-
fair point.
And I just gotta, to really wrap up this cheese conversation, because I think it's FateCrafters.
Declan likes Havarti cheese,
Also, people
and he
aren't
calls
supposed to
it.
be able to digest lactose.
That's everything. Like
No doubt about it. Maybe and cheese is okay, fair.
Well, and I was about to
Nothing to do with feedback. That's like packet loss times 700.
Oh, so it's the
It's
slow
probably
internet?
the internet speed. It's
Okay.
horrid.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Well, on that note, let's wrap this
Wait,
up.
it suddenly sounds better.
Ah.
God damn
Yeah.
it. I don't know, like, what I did 5 things. Any one of those things could have been it.
It was one of 5.
Which scene is that?
We fixed
H5.
it. We don't know how,
It's cool.
but we
Thank
fixed
you.
it. Okay.
How do I get back to the chat?
I've only seen the 6, and I have the 4N.
I want the 6 because it's beautiful, but
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, we're
the-
getting
but
notes.
The 5
We're
works
getting.
great.
Oh,
so,
Pacific,
Okay.
you're our hero.
Yay!
Aww.
You fixed it.
Okay.
I'm about to either ruin it again or make it better. So
I should stay plugged in so I can tell.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
you be
that's a
our
good
monitor.
idea.
See, look how much.
So we're going with live monitoring now.
Yeah, live monitoring.
all right. Hopefully that
Yeah,
sounds
look,
better.
everybody's saying it's better.
Good.
All right.
All right.
Good job, Pacific.
Good
Yes.
job.
So now Sarah can tell us.
Oh, that's right. I was supposed to be thinking about it.
That's good.
I got so caught up in the whole like audio screeching debacle. Okay, so just to remind you, the question is, what is Favorite part
and
and
your
my
least
least
favorite
your
favorite
least favorite part.
And your
Um,
least favorite part.
my
Favorite part.
my least favorite part and my favorite part are
My-
related,
My least
and
favorite part
just
and my
I
favorite
think
part
just
are
like
related.
what yours were,
Just, I
and
think
that
just like,
is
what yours were. Is
no, it's echoing. We don't want to anchor the cheese.
It's echoing.
If it's echoing, I think it's the Zoom.
If it's echoing,
Or it's two
Your
mics.
Zoom is failing.
Two mics open.
it's two
Your
mics.
Zoom is failing.
Two mics open.
What if would distance help at all?
What if the distance?
If you
helped out?
separated the two of them, it'd help a little bit. But
Did you just unplug the Zoom?
Okay,
if it was working without the Zoom and then we added it in and it echoed again, I think that's probably it.
Echo.
How's it sound now?
Audio is more art than science.
There's a lot of truth to that.
okay. Does it sound better now?
Are we good now, party people? I don't know why I looked over at your screen when I have the chat right
That's
here.
okay. No more echo.
No more
echo.
Yeah, all right.
Yay!
It's
Yes.
the two mics open in the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. Well.
Okay,
We should be able to
so
know.
awesome. Favorite part and least favorite part about podcasting are sort of one and the same. My favorite part is just how much you can learn when you just like dive in and start working on it.
Mhm.
It was just an incredible experience for me, and probably anyone else who has just sort of learned to dive in and just
Yeah.
play around with sounds and how they work together and how you can create a story using these sounds, which is related to my least favorite part, which is how much I loved my first episode when it came out and how I thought it was like the best thing ever created by any human ever. And now when I go back, I'm like, all I hear are the flaws because I've learned so much since
Yeah.
then. You learn a lot by jumping in and doing it. My least favorite thing now is how embarrassed I am now of like the earlier episodes. So,
I mean, your earlier ones even sounded fantastic.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
Gosh. Well, okay. Well, hopefully they'll continue just to get better.
Yeah.
I
There
don't
we
know.
go.
Okay. Was it our final question?
I think John has to answer. And
Oh
then-
yes.
Yeah, let's say.
John answered.
Yeah,
I
John
did,
answered.
Yeah, I mean, he could answer
Oh,
again.
sorry.
but-
No, no, no.
Wait,
I was
no,
just
you need
the
to
only
go.
thing I wanted to add to that is as a professional audio person, I mean that's the deal. I can listen to things that I did 10 years ago and 5 years ago and a year ago and think, oh my God, I'm improving constantly.
Yes.
right?
Yes. Which is
But
exciting.
that's art in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as there's no such thing as topping out in an art. Like you
Absolutely.
can only ever go up.
Yeah.
You
I
can't
love
stop
that.
improving.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. That,
Creativity
yes.
is always evolving.
Yes.
If you had one word to describe audio drama with, what would it be? Starting with Paul.
Awesome. It's just awesome.
I want you to skip me because I need to think of a really good word.
Serendipitous. No,
Oh.
it's not serendipitous. That's not a good word
it's a good
for it.
word,
It's a
though.
good word, but
It's a
not
good
for
word.
podcasting.
I'd just say creative.
Yeah, I would say it's weird in the best way.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like putting together a puzzle.
Yeah.
So what's your word?
But yeah. So my one word is going to be a lot of words, but it's like putting together a puzzle. That you can't say. Blind puzzle. But
So
like,
you're
blind
disqualified.
puzzle is one word.
Okay.
Blind puzzle.
My word is going to be cheese.
That's a good word.
That's cool.
That's
Okay,
a
now you have to
tasty
now you have to write some sort of cheese stuff in like the.
I don't have
We
to write
all
anything.
should have to
I'm
now.
getting fan fiction written for me.
Right, because now
Oh,
everybody
man.
out there is saying, what kind of cheese? And he's saying, just cheese,
Just
man.
cheese, man.
It's just
If it had to be
cheese.
one cheese, it would be provolone.
Oh, come on, really?
Yeah, it's the best
Provolone?
No,
Yes,
Asiago,
provolone.
hello!
cheese. Oh my
Modern
god.
Jack, come on.
Sartori.
That's it. I'm
Montemori.
cutting the stream. We're done. We're done.
Brie,
There's gonna
you
be a
can't go
cheese
wrong
fight.
with Brie.
Oh, Brie.
Especially like if you put like.
No.
Like,
You can't say brie without thinking camembert,
Also.
which is brie on steroids.
Yes.
Basically,
Yes. Yes.
But I just like the
See,
brie
now that
where
we've
you
got
take it and you
sound
put
back,
like
all kinds of
preserves on
questions.
top and bake it
Oh,
in the
of
oven.
course.
Okay.
Do we want to do one
Yes.
more question?
Or
maybe
Alex,
like a
my
little
laptop
jam.
is so close to death.
How close to death are you?
Like 3 minutes.
Come on, you can't
Oh, wow.
sprint
Speed
to
round.
the...
Okay.
I'm a
okay.
Neil deGrasse Tyson
No.
fan. Let's do speed round. So
Okay.
speed round, you get like 10 seconds to answer
If the
this
stream
question.
cuts off, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Did you meet anyone you want to put on your shows, and did you ask them?
Ooh.
I
Yes.
did not.
Yes,
I have
yes.
not.
Wait, what is?
Anyone you met that you want to put on your show? Like the entire Ars Paradoxica team because they're amazing and I just want to work.
Too long. Ding, ding, ding.
Sure, yes. I know everyone.
Name one book, one movie, or one person, Brian says and, but sorry, Brian, I'm going to overrule you for time. That influenced each of your shows. Stephen King for me.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I can't answer this without like giving away shit about my
Okay.
show, so I can't like.
That's a good one.
The Incredibles.
Cabin in the Woods.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
love
that.
those
Surprising.
B films. Oh, close to my heart.
B
So
films
they're
rock.
good. Yes.
All right, hey, thanks everybody for joining us for the first ever FateCrafters.
Yes,
You rock.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I don't know how to end this.
You turn it
I
off.
Still learning about.
Bye.
If I hit this button.